And as pointed out by our chairman himself, Congressman Ace Barbers, and I quote, former President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs was a catastrophic failure, and it corrupted the Philippine National Police, promoted impunity, and led to widespread human rights abuses, unquote. I wish to echo the voices of countless families whose loved ones fell victim to the tragic consequences of the previous administration's war on drugs. These innocent lives, taken without due process, cry out for justice. Justice that this august chamber has seriously considered by adopting the House Quad Committee's report on extrajudicial killings. Mr. Chairman, as highlighted in the Quadcom's findings, the war on drugs not only disregarded the sanctity of human life, but also trampled on our people's fundamental rights. The evidence presented, including testimonies, legislative gaps, and even admissions from former officials, paints a grim picture of a systematic policy of violence and impunity. And as pointed out by our chairman himself, Congressman Ace Barbers, and I quote, former President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs was a catastrophic failure, and it corrupted the Philippine National Police, promoted impunity, and led to widespread human rights abuses, unquote. Mr. Chairman, the report's recommendations to pursue charges against or under Republic Act 9851, the Philippine Act on Crimes against International Humanitarian Law, genocide, and other crimes against humanity are critical steps towards accountability, and naming those involved signals our commitment to upholding the rule of law. Mr. Chairman, this is not simply a matter of looking back at a dark chapter in our history. It is about ensuring that no administration, present or future, will ever again exploit the powers of government to wage a war that disregards due process, human dignity, and the rule of law. I support the legislative proposals outlined in the Quadcom report, the classification of extrajudicial killings as heinous crimes, the prohibition of Philippine offshore gaming operators which have been linked to illegal drugs and money laundering, strengthening mechanisms for civil forfeiture of unlawfully acquired properties, and establishing the Philippine National Police Internal Affairs as an independent and autonomous agency. Mr. Chairman, justice must not be delayed any longer. These reforms, coupled with the pursuit of accountability, are necessary steps towards healing the wounds of the past and restoring trust in our institution.